Hey there, Bonnie Kissinger. Hey, so I wanted to talk about this yoga pose that you see often. I want to cover some points of it so whenever you're in a class or you're going through a yoga video, you do it right or you don't do it. Doing it wrong is not good for the knees. So wrong would be, guys are going to be like this because guys are notorious for the tops of the feet being really tight. If this is what's going on, this hurts my toes, you could, if you wanted to, put something right there and try to work through here. This is a really good stretch for stretching the quads if your knees don't hurt. If your knees say anything, this is not the stretch for you, and I advise that you just don't do it. Go try to stretch the quads out some other time, and perhaps you'll get back to here. So the other thing is we don't sit with the foot out ever, okay, the toes out. This is a twisting motion in here. Your hips and your weight will force the knee stationary here, but this will twist the lower leg bones that way, and what happens is the meniscus starts crying. You do that repetitively, and then your knees will start hurting and you're running. So, toes are straight back. Always straight back when you're doing this. If you can't sit here like this, the option is to perhaps sit on a block, okay, like so. And that makes it a little bit easier. This might be an option. You could sit on 2 blocks if you wanted to. But that seems, if you don't want to do that, sitting cross-legged is fine. Okay? So, sitting right here, perfectly A-okay. Okay? I use this pose to tell myself if I'm keeping my quads stretched out enough, so as I'm running and biking and swimming, if I can't sit like this and my knees start hurting right here, that tells me that I need to go do other work. Because this is where I stay. If I stay able to do this, my knees don't hurt when I'm running. So that's crazy awesome. So sitting like this is a good way to stretch the tops of the legs, the quads. You notice I'm sitting up nice and tall, and you could sit like this. You can meditate like this. Okay. IT band issues and other assorted knee issues. If we have pain running through the lateral side, there's a lot of stuff going on here. The bursa can get angry, inflammation. Inflammation can affect other people that aren't injured, but then they become painful because the pain is just moving around. So if you can sit like this, and you want to address maybe some IT grumpiness right there, this is a way to do it. Okay, so you would take this washcloth, and this is not for the faint of heart, and some people would actually stick maybe a rod through here and then put it on there to make it bigger. But what you would do is you would get this clear up in here and sit like that. So it's painful. You're stretching right here, the top of the hamstring attachments, and the calf origins. Those are kind of fun. And, it doesn't feel all that great. But it's creating space right here, and so if you can sit here, this is one of the stretches that really knocked my IT band issues out of the park because I had kind of residual inflammation and stickiness right here, so I'd go to my ART guy, and he'd do that grass and stuff that really hurts, and coupled with this, just knocked it out. So this goes along with that blog post about stronger knees and sitting here like this, so you could get a bigger towel and sit like this. This is also a good way of stretching these muscles in here in the hamstrings passively by just putting extra room in there. So that is that stretch. Okay. I wanted to show you one other thing fun to do here if you can accomplish this. This is to help strengthen your ankles and your calf muscles, the peroneals, all this stuff going on down here. So this is fun. Make sure you don't have anything behind you to fall back. So how we're going to start, and we start right here, and then we're going to stretch the bottom of our feet. So you're staying here, okay? The action is that we use our core muscles to flatten our feet down, okay, resting. We stretch our feet, And then we use our core muscles to lift up. And then back down and down. So what it looks like from the side. Starting point. Stretching the feet. Tuck. If you wanted to add a little more to get calf stretch going forward. And back. And back down. So again, like here, inhaling, exhale, inhale, and back down. And one more time. Up, and down, back. So I'm going to do it a couple more times. You keep practicing. It takes practice. If you fall backwards, that's okay. There's an element of not freaking out and of using your core strength. So here we go. Stretching the feet and up. Exhaling, using your abs, trying to get the heels down as far as you can. Forward and down, down, lifting up and up. See how my ankles walked out? I don't want to do that. And back, forward and down. My ankle's getting tired. And up. This is excellent for pronating feet, for transitioning into zero drop shoes. And up. For developing core literacy and how much to engage the core. We're going to do 2 more times. Up. And back. Back down. And one more time. Up. Up. And down. And back. So again, it is critically important that you be honest with yourself, especially the athletes. You don't want to introduce or make anybody any angrier. If you have diffuse pain in your knees right here, edema, swelling, this is not the pose for you unless sitting on a block results in pain-free. And what I mean is that your mind is not even thinking about the knee, okay? This is not the place to muster through because all you're going to do is make the knee angrier, okay? That's diffuse pain. If you have pinpointed pain, anytime through this, just stop the exercise immediately. There is no point in stressing this out. The problem is probably the quads are a little too tight, and there are better ways to stretch the quads than this is so weight-bearing on your body. Your body is just pressing down on the knees, and your lower legs have nowhere to go, nowhere to adjust. So the knees really take a beating here. So pain-free knees. And then I'm going to get off my soapbox and be done. Stay. Good job.